Hello ladies and gentlemen, how are you doing today? My name is Bilify, and today we are here to counter a glove. Which glove is that? Why, of course, the Balloony Glove. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Today we are joined by Sprag Plays Roblox. Make sure you go subscribe to him. We have Carl in the background. Make sure you go subscribe to Carl. And we have user Steph. Shout out to all these awesome goobers. Let's get into the counters. So as per usual, if you're getting targeted by a balloon user, you could always use a rock. You could use the diamond. You can use the custom, and you can use the Megarock. They're perfect. If you see them coming anywhere near you, just go rock for them. I wouldn't suggest diamond. It's kind of the lower tier out of the 3 rocks. It'll keep you safe, but you can still get bullied with it. I would definitely recommend a custom or a Megarock over the diamond. Just go rock for them, and they're not going to be able to get you. They can't slap a rock. You can use the flash glove to run and escape, but that's not really a direct counter. Ghost, you can absolutely use the ghost glove to be invisible, and they can't slap you because they don't know where you're at. Now, if you do have the ghost glove equipped and you're in ghost mode, and you do have a balloon on you, I believe they can absolutely see the balloon. So Sprag said that he can actually see the balloon, but it's a little bit more glitchy. Oh yeah, okay, so you can see the balloon it's really glitchy. It's the frames on it are bugged out. Just keep that in mind when you use Ghost. If you do get slapped, you will have a balloon following you. Now that you know the balloon shows up, make sure if you are in Ghost mode, you pop those balloons so you're not seen. Now you can use Thanos to save you from going off the edge if you do get hit, but I want to find something a little bit better. A good counter that I could see actually working here is Magnet. As soon as they go up, just Magnet to them. Have the goobers go up, and then we go up right with them. And once they do get closer, oh yeah, you can definitely make your way all the way up there. Odd moment right there. But yeah, Magnet absolutely works. Just spam your ability and you can get to them right as they're coming down for you. Make it a battle of desync. You could use space. I wouldn't say this is a counter. This is more of a balance to a fighter. So you can use space to go up and combat another balloony user. As soon as you see them go up, you just go up with them, you know, and you can control when your ability stops. So if you have a user way up there, use the space and you can fly all the way up there to try to hit them. So space works as like a way to fight and combat them as they go up. But is it a counter? No. Now, Dream could be considered a counter, and why do I say that? It's because of the speed, of course. As soon as you see them floating up in the air, you have the speed advantage. Just keep running. Just keep your eyes up in the sky. They can't catch up to you. Also, if you have been hit, you also have like a moon jump that you can do. So with 2 balloons, ooh, you can get a much higher jump and still go a lot faster. You can still control them too by hitting the B button. So this little combination here is pretty insane, not gonna lie to you. Dream is definitely a counter to this. Can you be given a balloon if you're in Golden's ability? No, you cannot be hit. Golden absolutely works with the ability to keep you safe. Now on to Cheeky. Cheeky's gonna be great. I already know Cheeky's gonna be a great counter. Alright, as a Cheeky, once you do get... whoa. So this glove does not mix. Oh my gosh. So what happens if you get hit with a balloon before you use Cheeky? If you have the balloon... oh, hey, there you go. What happens if you get hit? Oh, it doesn't give any sort of floating effect, no matter how many balloons you have. Oh, so the Cheeky Rock makes you heavy. It doesn't even apply the balloons. Interesting. So if you have the balloons beforehand, they're ineffective. If you get slapped while you're in Cheeky mode, it's wraps. It's basically like getting hit with the air glove. Can a balloon user hit a replica and make the replica fly away? Oh, so the clones don't receive balloons. Now, what happens if I have a balloon on prior? Oh, it does give them a balloon, and they kind of float away. Look at them go. Now, if I pop it, okay, now the clone still has the balloon. That is funny to look at. So, Replica is not really a counter. It's more or less just odd. So, you could use a defense as a counter. Just as soon as you see them getting close to you, use the defense. They can't break through. So now reverse. I highly think that the reverse is just going to give the user who slapped you the balloon. And as soon as they do hit, they do get that balloon. They're still maxed out at 3. I don't think they can get any more. As far as a counter, reverse is one of the best counters that you're going to have on this list. Next up, we have Shukuchi, and this is an awesome counter. All you have to do as soon as they get near you, if they're chasing you, spam your E button. You're going to teleport and hit them. Great counter. So let's go for Woah here. If the user's flying down, or if they're going to land on you, just use the Woah ability and push them back. It'll actually be very well against them because they have balloons, so they're going to fly a little bit farther. If we go over to an unsuspecting clean, we hit our Woah, we can see they fly pretty far away just due to the fact that they're stuck in moon mode. I like the Woah as a counter. It's not the best counter on this list, but it does absolutely work. So you can absolutely use the Adios glove. As soon as you get hit, just use the ability and also spam the B button and remove the balloons. That works. Epically owned, and you're flying off the edge. What do? Use the ability. Now you still have the balloons, but you can control them and you can go wherever you like. You can also pop them. So Adios definitely works. Now Now blocked. You're better off using buddies, but blocked will work. When we have a blocked user, they cannot slap me to give me balloons. So yeah, this is where buddies comes in handy, because when you select buddies and you go after multiple of these users, none of them can hit you. So buddies in this sense is 1,000 times better than blocked could be, because you could just get so many more people than just one. Let's test out Coil. This is not a counter, it's more or less funny to launch a user who has balloons. As soon as they get 3, if we launch them, oh, they go sky high. Oh yeah. So Coil is like a 50-50 counter for me, because you can absolutely send them to space, but as soon as they get hit, if they spam their E button, they might live. And with Coil, most of the time, these Balloony users are probably going to be floating. So it's 50-50. It works, but it's also dangerous. You could always Balloony a Balloony. That always works. You could always fan them to run away, but same thing with Wormhole. Track, Tableflip all work as deterrents to keep them away from you. Tableflip will send them off the cliff if you land it, so that works. Track will track them down, and if they have balloons, they'll fly pretty far, so track works. Shield works. It dodges the first slap, and they can't give you a balloon on the first slap, so shield is actually a great counter that I haven't thrown in for a long time. Shield will always block a base slap. You could always use a Pingpong Glove. Same thing. This is a deterrent, just like Tableflip and Track, something to keep them distanced away from you as they're coming down. So the Homerun's interesting. It's all a desync battle. The problem with Homerun Glove, though, is when a user is up in the air and falling down, they have a better desync advantage compared to a user who is on the ground. If you time it right, you can absolutely get them out of your range. But again, a user who is falling down from the sky has a desync advantage over a user who is standing on the ground. So keep that in mind if you're going to use the Homerun Glove. So hitting a user with a not fully charged home run, they can live. So I could say home run's a counter. Just beware if they're directly above you and falling down, they have a desync advantage. I don't really know what to classify this. Maybe 50-50? Let me know what you think on that. You can use a slicer glove to keep them distanced. It's the same thing as like a ping pong, a table flip, or a track. It's just something that deters them from getting close to you, and the slicer will work very well. So when they have their balloons and you throw this out, it gives them the knockback and sends them back pretty far. It's actually a really good counter just due to the fact that how much knockback they're going to get from the slicer itself. God's Hand and the Flex, you could always one-shot these users. It's just one-shots against a user who can't one-shot. So you could absolutely use any God's Hand, Flex, Air, Overkill, all those work. Ultra Instinct will have that 50% dodge rate on the slap, so you could use that for the 50. You could use Acrobat to dodge, duck, dip and dive, you know, get out of the area if you're getting hawked down. Acrobat's not like a complete counter, because even if you have one balloon and you use the roll, you're going right up. You could use it like to save yourself if you have a balloon, like if you're falling down, just roll and then pop the balloon. I think you have to be in the air and then combat roll, and then it brings you up, but Acrobat's just a funny glove to use. Phase, you can absolutely use phase. So what happens if you get hit with balloons and then use phase? So if you get slapped with balloons, I think if you start to float away, you can just hit the phase ability, and you can just... Oh, it removes them. Huh, no it doesn't. Oh, that's slightly odd right there. So phase absolutely works as a counter. There's no wrongdoing with using phase. Of course, you could always use the famous combos of Bomb, Bubble, Jet, Shard, and Bob to keep them at bay and stopping them from coming after you. Jet is interesting, so if they're up in the air, the Jet... Oh, the Jet still hits them! So watch, here comes the Jet. He's in midair. Oh, if he's floating down, he's safe. Jupiter is a massive counter, because with Jupiter, if you get slapped with a balloon, guess what? You're not gonna float away, because yeah, you kind of weigh a lot. So the balloons kind of just sag on the ground. Look at that, they're like eggs. That's what the Jupiter effect. You're definitely safe, but it's hilarious looking at them just sitting on the ground. It's like somebody tried to blow up the balloons for a party, but didn't use helium. They just used their breath. So trap is actually pretty funny. You can use the trap glove, and you can give the Balloony a trap, and they can do the E-groove thing. See? You could use the Jupiter mode on hybrid. That works exactly like the Jupiter down there. Perfect counter. Slapple is a great counter. As soon as you see a Balloony user flying towards you, coming anywhere near you, just use the ability and run away. They have the trees, and they float away, never to be seen again. And by the time they try to come hawk you back down, guess what? You're already ready with another tree. As soon as they want to drop down on top of you, boop. So I could say Slapple for sure is a counter. Charge, you can absolutely charge a Balloony user. Charge, like Clee was saying, is you have balloons and you get hit over to the side. You can use this to keep yourself safe in inbounds. Slap a dappa wappa, you can always use the charge ability and fly yourself right back in the air. Now, if you're going way up too high, let's see, can we time this out right? Oh, where'd I go? Oh. But charger, you can use it to either save yourself or charge a user who has a lot of balloons. I would go after them because it's going to give them the most knockback. Now, you could always glitch one of these users who's coming up to chase you. You're just going to go ahead, wait for them to come near you, use your ability, and they're stuck in the ability now. So Elude. Elude is going to be the next massive counter on this list. This is a full counter. You cannot get hit by a balloon while using Elude because it's a base slap, and Elude users cannot be hit by base slaps. Look at that. Wow. Of course, you can use fish to flop back in the arena. So we get hit, we fly back up in the arena, and we glide back down. And if you have a lot of balloons, it's not like it's gonna bug out and send you straight to your death. You can control fish very, very easily. VooDoo! Can a user who's been voodooed, can that doll receive a balloon from a slap? My guess? Absolutely. Can you get the user a balloon? You can! Oh, wow. Oh, wow! Oh, wow! Why was that so high? Oh, it sends them up very fast. Oh, interesting. So VooDoo's not a counter, but it has an awesome function. What happens if you were to goofy a balloon user? Oh, they get sent very high if they have those balloons. They can save themselves if they if they delete them, but if they don't, they just get sent straight up to heaven. And Andrew said it works even if they have one balloon on them. So Goofy can work. It's like a 50-50 counter. I'm very happy to put Goofy on here as a counter. So now, what happhappens if you were to use a leash against these users? Da 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 dum 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 da 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 dum 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 da 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 dum 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 da 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 dum 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 da 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 da. Yo. Leash is interesting. That's all I'm gonna say. Flamarang, if you hit them in a trade-off, the Flamarang ability is gonna do a pretty good hit of knockback, and if they have a lot of balloons, they're gonna go farther, so Flamarang can work. That one-time knockback stopper, so Kinetic works in that saving sense, but not really counter sense. What happens if you use Sparky after being hit by a balloony? Alright, so if we have ourselves 2 balloons, we get that extended high jump. Nothing absolutely crazy. If you hit the Sparky while it's in the ability, you can send it to the moon, but if the Sparky has balloons and they use their ability, it's not like the balloons have that same effect. It's like they're weighted in some way, shape, or form, so the Sparky user can actually use them to the advantage of the Sparky. So Sparky's like a 50-50 counter. Now, believe it or not, Boogie's not a counter. A user with balloons can escape. If you go over to a user with balloony and you use the disco, a user who's jumping can easily escape and get their glove back and just go to a separate area. So definitely don't use a Boogie against a Balloony user. You would want to use Balloony against a Boogie user. So with recall, can you remove a balloon? We do a little recall. I still have the balloon. Even though you have the balloon though, you can always just hit B and pop the balloon, you know? So recall is going to be a fantastic counter. It gives you so much time to remove the balloons if you do get hit, and it will save you. So recall W. Psycho. What happens if you have balloons on your character and you use Psycho? Oh, you can Psycho with a balloon and still have the balloon effect. In a sense, Psycho counters, because you can avoid a hit with the ability, you can drag them off the edge and they can't save themselves with the balloons, and you can save yourself with your flight ability, even if you have balloons. For that reason, I can say Psycho is a W counter. You can absolutely counter a balloon user. It's a base slap. As soon as they go to slap you, you counter. It's how it is. The funny thing with counter, though, is if you are going to get hit and they slap you, they can remove all of the balloons off of them right now by hitting B during the ability. So you can remove them during. So counter is odd. I mean, you can get the counter to pop up, and if you get the One Punch Man, there's no escape. You can't save yourself. So in that sense, it works. But for the other two, the balloon user can delete their balloons in the animation. Also, they can spam it after and still save themselves. So counter, I can't say is a counter. It works, but it's just not good enough. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching this counters video. It was pretty intriguing to see the counters for the Balloony Glove. It is a base slap glove, so remember you can use anything that is distance to keep yourself safe during a battle. But let me know what you think think about these counters? What is your favorite counter, or what counter surprised you? Massive shout outs to Clip right there. Thank you so much for helping out. Massive shout out to Sprag. Thank you so much for helping out. Make sure you go drop a subscription to Sprag. Thank you so much to Andrew for coming in and helping out. I very much appreciate you for helping. Make sure you go subscribe to Andrew. And thank you so much to Carl for coming and helping out. I very much appreciate you as well. You can go subscribe to Carl here. Other than that, I hope that every single one of you have an amazing rest of your day or night whenever you do end up watching this. And I shall see you in the next one. Later!